To civilization.
Well, thank you very much. It's good to be here.
Now, you don't explore many television studios these days, but that was where you started your acting, wasn't it? What sort of parts were you doing in those early series?
I usually played the sensitive younger brother of the two bank robbers, the one who did it because his mother treated him so badly. I found myself playing the same kind of thing over and over again on episodic television. I did 3 FBIs, I think, before they realized it was the same person.
Before television, though, Columbia put you on a contract, didn't they?
Yes, they did.
They saw you, I imagine, as a potential star then.
They were attempting to do what they'd done in the 30s and 40s. They were trying to take young people and mold them into stars.
So you went through the studio system. What did they do to you?
They attempted to make me into something that they had. I don't know what idea they had in mind, but they asked me to have my hair styled like Elvis Presley. They sent me down to the barber with an actual photograph of Elvis Presley and someone to make sure that I followed through on it. That didn't work out very well. They had acting classes, which was the best part of it, actually. They had quite a good acting coach, and since I had not very much experience at all, that was helpful.
So what actual work did they give you, for starters?
They gave me a part as a bellboy. I can do the whole part for you right now. It's paging Mr. Jones, paging Mr. Jones.
Is that it?
Mr. No.
Oh, that's right.
Mr. Jones, and then James Coburn said, yes. And I said, telegram.
And that was it?
Yeah.
Wow, So how did your face...
But there was a wrinkle. There was a wrinkle. After I did this part, I thought I was... demonstrably fairly good at the part. I was called into the vice president of Columbia Pictures. He told me, he said, kid, I want to tell you a story. He always called me kid. That always made me very comfortable. He said, kid, first time Tony Curtis ever was in a movie, he delivered a bag of groceries. And you took one look at that guy and you knew that was a movie star. And I was young and foolish, so I said, I thought you were supposed to think that that was a grocery delivery boy.
Lovely answer.
Well, it didn't. It resulted in throwing me out of the office.
So how did your face as Harrison Ford finally fit?
Well, I don't know. I mean, the first part that I had of any real substance was the part I had in American Graffiti. The parts I'd played before were bellboys and such, and it was impossible to ask people for any help, you know. So American Graffiti was really the first thing that I felt comfortable doing, and it seemed to help my career quite a bit.
What about the Star Wars, the Han Solo thing? How did that happen?
Well, that came 5 or 6 years later, and of course I knew George Lucas on account of Graffiti. I was not a first choice by any means, but I went through the normal testing process with a bunch of other people and ended up helping them test the other people who were involved, who they were interested in, and luckily got the part.
In Raiders of the Lost Ark and Witness and the one we just talked about, you've been very much the boy's own hero. But in your new film, The Mosquito Coast, you're an entirely different character. Was this something that you'd been looking for?
Well, I've always hoped to play a variety of roles, and I've always thought it was to my advantage as an actor to demonstrate a certain degree of versatility. This was a part, as you say, unlike anything that I'd played before, but also unlike any that I had seen before. A really complex character in material that I thought had a lot to say. And of course, it was another opportunity to work with Peter Weir, who I'd worked with in Witness. and enjoyed working with.
We eat when we're not hungry, drink when we're not thirsty, we buy what we don't need, and throw away everything that's useful. Why sell a man what he wants? Sell him what he doesn't need. Pretend he's got 8 legs and 2 stomachs and money to burn. It's wrong. Wrong, wrong, wrong. There are people in New York that live on pet food and would kill you for a quarter. You don't dare take a walk for fear somebody will stick a knife in your ribs. Think about it. You stay home and they come in through the windows. 10-year-old homicidal maniacs on every street corner. They go to school. They go to school. You know what the biggest problem of the 20th century is, son? Double-digit inflation and a $2 loaf of bread.
That's as much dialogue as I've had in the last 5 films.
Well, it certainly beats paging Mr. Jones, doesn't it? Now, I've seen the film, and I enjoyed it very much. I thought it was a very interesting, challenging kind of movie, and I'm surprised to learn that it has got a very mixed response in America.
I'm not really surprised. I thought it was going to be controversial. For all their insistence that they're interested in something new and audacious, critics are pretty much establishment types, I think, and when they get something new and different, they're as confused as the rest of us.
You shot the film in Belize, so it was spectacular on film, but what was it like to work in?
Well, I didn't mind at all. I mean, it's a difficult place, third world at least, and hot, humid, lots of bugs and snakes and other kinds of critters. But to me, that all helped. That's an advantage. If you have tropical heat and mosquitoes, you don't have to bother to act them.
Yes, that's realism, all right. Mel, I see you as a survivor. Have you ever been in the jungle?
Me? No. I wouldn't want to be too far away from the Chinese takeaway, you know.
When you did your modelling assignments, were they in pretty rough conditions ever?
No, most of mine were like London, Paris, New York. Once we went to Louisiana, which I actually loved, and we did pictures in the swamps with my feet in the mud until somebody told me that that's where all the alligators
Alligators.
are under the... You know, they were all sleeping at the time of the year we were there, but my God, I might have stood on one. But that's about as kind of remote as I've never actually been to a jungle. I don't know whether I'd like it very much. My daughter would love it. She loves bugs. I could take her and collect the bugs. But...
Harrison, you seem to spend most of your working life risking life and limb in doing stunts in Raiders, for example. Do you do your own stunts?
No, of course not. I mean... What fool would do his own stuff? I do a certain amount of what I would say that I do physical acting. I do fight scenes, and if it's within my capacity and there's little chance of being hurt, I'm happy to do it.
The stunts, would they, because of insurance? I mean, even if you wanted to, they wouldn't let you, would they?
Well, no, I don't want to do it.
No, I know. I wouldn't.
There's no contest.
What's the furthest they've ever pushed you?
I've gotten hurt. Pushed me?
I mean, in that direction.
Well, there's a scene in, I think it's the first Raiders. Yes, it is the first Raiders film, in which I'm being chased by some Indians, and I swing from a vine and splash in the water and swim out to a plane on pontoons, climb up in the plane, and the plane takes off. Well, we did all that in one shot in a master.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
And we made one miscalculation. And I discussed with the pilot earlier that in order to look rushed, I would leave the door of a little flap of a door of the plane open and leave my legs hanging out. Well, I did that, but it affected the aerodynamics of the plane such that we took off fine. And we gained about 20 feet of altitude. And we went around the corner, and then we crashed.
Oh.
And everybody else was standing back on the dock, my wife included. And they heard this, this crash, deadly silence. I was all right. Pilot was all right. And they finally sent a boat out after us. That was the worst experience I ever had.
So you found Jock Ewing down there?
The worst.
Were you not hurt at all?
Not at all.
Wow, that's...
No, we were quite lucky. We slipped sideways across some bushes on the edge,
That's too
on the
close
edge
to
of
call,
the...
though, isn't it? My God.
Well, we had to do it again, of course.
You did. Did you like it? Oh,
Sure. You get it wrong, you got to do it again.
I thought you said you had a stuntman do it. I mean, and yet you said that you did all the running.
But he did the hard bits.
What, running, being chased by Indians, swimming to an aeroplane, climbing in it, and leaving your leg dangling out, and that's not a hard bit.
So perhaps that's easy now.
Oh, no wonder I'm not getting on in the movies.
Harrison, imitation, as people have said, is the sincerest form of flattery, and Indiana Jones, as you must know, has passed into folklore. I wonder if you've seen this.
See what I like about these colour films, real excitement.
It's all over.
Hello. There's still some Calton-Blow pills left.
We need something stronger.
Well, most of the sugar does turn to alcohol, you know. You don't get that in black and white films, do you?
What do we do now?
I don't know who that was, actually, but... No, it's uncanny how your two careers have run parallel.
Isn't it, though? I was thinking just that as we were sitting there. That's very naughty, showing that.
Yes. You didn't know we were going to do that. Isn't that enchanting stuff?
But I did all my own stunts in that, you know. Well, that pouring of the beer, I did that all right.
Very glad.
Thank you.
Yeah. He was the one on the right, actually. Real acting for it. Tell me about learning these various tricks for the movies. The bullwhip, it fascinates us all. How long did it take to learn that?
Yeah, I'm still learning. It's a difficult thing to do. I lashed myself quite a bit about the head and shoulders. You know, when it's behind you and coming forward, if you don't do it exactly right, it ends up wrapped around your face.
Nice.
There are very few people left in life to teach you how to use it. It's a bit out of fashion.
When you finished filming, whatever you happen to be doing, and avoiding the razzmatazz, which I know is something you try to do, how and where do you get away from it all?
I have a place in Wyoming where I go.
A ranch?
Yeah. Well, it's not really a ranch because it's a piece of land that's surrounded by other cattle ranches, but it was never developed. So it's because of the pressure of other development, it's become a refuge for wildlife, and we're maintaining it that way and improving it as wildlife habitat.
Did you build this place? I know you're useful with your hand.
There was nothing there, but I'm building a house there now. I had to build a road in and put in water and utilities and things, and now I'm building a house, yeah, that I'm able to work on when I have a chance, yeah.
Do you know he does this himself? I'm not, when he said building a house.
You can actually build a house.
Yes, ma'am.
Wow.
That's fantastic. All that stuff in Witness.
It's awfully expensive. But it's awfully expensive.
But as Mel says, in Witness, you were seen building a house. You're building a house in the Mosquito Coast. So you bring your interests to the movies, don't you?
Well, I mean, those aren't imposed on the storyline just to suit my special talents. They're parts of the story that I happen to be.
Mel, are you a handyman?
Me? No, not at all, not at all. Absolutely useless. What have I ever done? Carpentry. C- tries hard at school, which was a lie because I didn't try at all. But no, I once made a coat hook. Don't laugh. I was proud of it. That's why I took it home and presented it to my mother. It was a bit of wood with a hole in it, and another bit of wood kind of went in it at that angle. It's very clever. It's very brilliant stuff. And you can hang your coats on it. And my mother had a fur coat, and she hung it on it. Honestly, hung it on it. Just that was it. No, I'm not at all, Michael. Not at all handy, I'm afraid.
Twiggy, I know you're a home bird, but do you build a home like a nest?
Carpentry. Is that the word?
Carpentise.
Carpentate?
That's interesting. What would it be? I can't...
You can't carpent.
I'm not a carpenter, but I do love to sew. And I'm very good. I make curtains, bedspreads, clothes, cushions,
You have a great
whatever.
team. He builds a house, you furnish it. That's absolutely wonderful.
And I'll come and stay.
I'll have to offer you advance congratulations as well, Harrison, because I believe you're going to be a father again.
Yes.
What do you want?
What do I want? I want it all, Michael. Mostly I want a healthy baby, but in fact we know what we're going to have. On account of my wife is past that age where they do the test, the amniocentesis.
Uh-huh.
And they did an ultrasound scan in which you could see the baby quite clearly.
Wow.
So I know a bit about him.
Him?
Given it away, haven't I?
Slightly, yes. Yes. Well, it's 50-50 up until that point, but no. Well, I had twins, and they felt two heads, so we were hoping it was going to be twins. Grandest to you, and good luck with the baby, of course, and all your future productions. Thank you very much. Harrison Ford. And Twiggy.
I was surprised to find that Harrison Ford actually in the late 60s had parts in Gunsmoke and The Virginian, which I'm sure you'll remember, but of course it was as Han Solo in Star Wars that he really achieved international fame, and he, as Jackie said, is currently involved in the third Indiana Jones film, together with Steven Spielberg and Sean Connery, and all three taking time off from filming to come here to Gleneagles.
Great charisma. All the ladies love Harrison Ford.
Cultivating little designer stubble as well, I noticed. Not quite up to George Michael standards, but looking good.
Had never shot until just a very short time ago. In fact, he and Steven Spielberg came up one day to Gleneagles by private jet to have 1.5 hours of shooting, got back in the aeroplane and went all the way back to Pinewood to continue filming, which is a pretty brave effort and shows the amount of enthusiasm and dedication they both had in coming to the event.
And Harrison Ford is scoring well. There's Billy Connolly's jumping rabbit there again, just underneath that one. And scores 6 out of 10. Good score for the Stars team. And the craggy features of one of British...